Hi, I'm Ty Wilde, aka Ty the Real Estate Guy, and I'm a new home construction specialist. I've been in the real estate industry for over 15 years, and I've personally guided about 500 people through the new home construction process. Not only that, I've built 5 homes for myself. Recently, I was asked to do an interview with the Angelo Christian show to talk about the new home construction process and how to buy a home from a home builder. So today, I'm going to share that interview with you. If you'd like to stay up to date on the latest real estate tips and trends, subscribe to my channel below and ring the bell to be notified each time I post new videos. Also, you'll want to watch to the end where I'll make some recommendations for those of you who are interested in building a house. If you have any questions, please comment below. Okay, let's get to it.
Thank you so much for watching Real Estate Insider with Angelo Christian. We've been doing this for over 6 years now. We've shot over 750 videos. So today with me, I have a very special guest, Ty, the new home construction specialist. He's an expert in his domain with new home construction. He's based out of Utah. He is the source. He has a great YouTube following, and he focuses on new home construction and helping consumers to educate them and inform them on the whole process of how to build a home and obviously cost savings and advantages. So Ty, thank you so much for being on the show today, my friend. Very happy to, like I said, a lot of our customers are new construction, and you're right. It's from the lending side of me being a lender, it's very intimidating. You know, there's budgets, there's deadlines, there's multiple, sometimes the builder's lender wants to do the deal. They don't like outside lenders. They try to offer all these incentives. And then they have to go to the design center. So I want to hear, if you can, just break it down, who you are, your channel, the whole new home construction process, because a lot of my customers are new home construction customers. So
yeah, well, thank you for having me. I'm a big fan of yours too, and I appreciate everything you've done to help a lot of people. I'm Ty, the Real Estate Guy. I'm a new home construction specialist, and I started creating YouTube videos to help people understand the process of building a home, because it's confusing and scary, and I love helping people. That is the primary reason why I'm in new home construction. I love real estate. I love building homes, and for me personally, I've built 5 homes, and nothing's cooler than that. I love seeing my creation.
Yeah, it is. It is very exciting. I agree. It is. Despite the chaos, it's very fun. Yeah.
Right. And it's sad when somebody's experience is ruined. Right. It should be fun. It should be exciting, but it's so confusing and it's so detailed, and people just end up getting upset. And so I want it to be fun. It should be fun for all of us, right?
Okay, so walk us through memory lane, or tell us what's on your mind about the new home construction process. Pretend I'm a consumer and I want to build a house. What's the next thing?
Step number 1, talk to your lender, right? Let's figure out how much home you can afford to buy and what your monthly payment is going to be.
Right. Yeah.
Because I bought my first house when I wasn't in real estate, and I went out and looked at all these awesome homes, and guess what? I didn't qualify for those homes.
Yeah, reality.
I had to build something smaller, and it was heartbreaking. It sucked.
And you probably talk to people that they have a champagne taste with a beer budget. Yeah.
Almost everybody does. Right? We see these big, beautiful homes. Yep. We see kids younger than us buying these big, beautiful homes. We don't know they make, $50,000 a year more than us.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And so it's really important to talk to your lender first, so you know how much home you can buy.
And on our channel, we talk about a lot, Ty, to get pre-approved first. I can't tell you how many people, and you guys probably won't even start a project unless you have an approval, but how many people go under contract before they even know what they qualify for, and they put earnest money down. It's unbelievable.
Right.
Yeah. And, but no, I agree with you completely.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. A ton of builders will actually take a contract and your earnest money check without a loan approval. I've worked for some of those builders. I've actually worked for 6 different home builders, but you just got to start with the lender first. It's going to save you potentially a ton of heartache. And you might qualify for a $700,000 home, but you might only want to pay for a $500,000 home. So you should also know what your payment's going to be. So someone like Angelo can go in and say, yeah, you can qualify for 700,000, but this will be your payment. And you might be like, no.
Yeah.
Right. And then you can say, okay, if you want your payment here, then you only want to spend $500,000 or whatever.
Right. You get people like that. And you have some people that, I've seen them all where they qualify for so much more, but they want their payment lower, or vice versa. They only qualify for this, but they want this grandiose house that, it's never. So that's the first step. But what happens after that, right?
So yeah, second, you want to research the home builders, right? You want to know within your search area who's out there and do they do a good job? Because there's a lot of builders out there, and let's just be honest, they don't do that great of a job. And the other problem is there's a lot of builders that just don't care about you.
Wow.
Right. And so we want to find a builder that has good ratings. You don't go online, research them. If they have 3.5 stars or lower, you probably don't want to go there. But at that point, you have to make a more educated decision. Like, what are they going to do? Other builders, they might entice you with a lower price, but then you go to add upgrades and they're super expensive compared to other builders.
Oh, okay. They kind of lure you in, and then they kind of get you in the back end. Okay.
They get you to commit, you put down your earnest money, and then you're kind of stuck there. So, I have tons of videos that kind of explain this process and goes more in depth than we're going to go today. But, you want to research those builders. And if you're looking in a range, like let's say you just want to stay in a certain city, but home prices are a little higher than you want to go, expand your search a little bit more, maybe an extra 10 minutes or 15-minute drive. Home prices might drop, or you might find an excellent builder or bigger home sites or whatever else. I actually, in my last house, I went outside of an area I was never even considering. And I am so glad that I did. I'm so blessed to live in this amazing community, and I never would have even considered it. I expanded my search area. Yeah, I went out, 15 minutes further than what I would have initially considered.
Right. So when you say research, do you mean just like going online and looking on their Google reviews, or what are you saying?
Yeah, start there. Start with a Google review. That's smart. And then you'll find maybe 2 or 3 builders that are, kind of in your okay, these look like they're okay. People say they give a good value or whatever else.
Right.
Then you actually have to get out and talk to those builders.
I think that's important. So basically do your online search, do your due diligence, make sure they're good reviews, then go out and meet with them. Does a builder have to be licensed? Is there a license part or?
Yeah, I'm not sure how it is in every different state, but yeah, generally the builders don't have to be licensed. Most builders, they're not going to be out there building homes if they don't have the appropriate, licenses or whatever.
Okay. Do you recommend that they should look up the license?
No, I wouldn't worry about anything like that. But personally, what I have found, at least in Utah, is that if you build with a builder that has a great reputation or a good reputation, you don't have to worry. Like if something seems like it's maybe not right or it's not done the way you would expect it to be done, if that builder has a great reputation, you can trust that even though they're not doing it the way you thought they would do it, it's being done correctly, or sooner or later they get a bad reputation.
Right. And especially in the social media era that we're in now. You can't, you say one wrong thing and you're blasted.
Right. Could be game over.
Sorry for the interruption. I just have a quick question for you. Why do you want to build a home? Please comment below. Also, will you please give this video a thumbs up to support my channel? I would appreciate it more than you know, and that thumbs up will help others see that this video is helpful. Thanks.
The second step is go meet with them. Now, do you recommend that they should talk to a few builders or just one builder, or what are you saying?
I would probably meet with at least 2, just so you can kind of compare the 2 against each other. But if you do your online search and there's 3 or 4 good builders in the area and you don't know which one, spend a couple hours and talk to each one of them, because I think talking to them individually is going to help you decide, okay, the pricing looks equal, but maybe this one offers 1/4 acre home sites versus 0.10 acre home sites for the same price. So it's good to kind of research and compare.
Also probably a good personality fit, right? If there's a good chemistry there with the person. So,
for sure.
Okay. What do we do after that?
So once you've selected that one builder, and obviously part of selecting that one builder is selecting the correct floor plan as well. Because you might like this builder better, but you might like the home better over at this builder. And so you might choose to go with this home over here, even though that builder wasn't maybe your favorite. But once you've selected the builder and the floor plan, you know, at that point, you're going to write the contract. You can talk to Angelo first and get your pre-qualification letter so you know how much you can afford. The house might be starting at $400,000 and have a lot premium of $20,000, and you might only want to go to $500,000. So you know you cannot spend more than $80,000 on upgrades. And $80,000 seems like a lot of money, but you add a 3-car garage, that's $15,000. You know, you add the Grandmaster bathroom, that's another $8,000, right? You add a few major structural things, all of a sudden you only have $20,000 at the design center.
So they pick the builder, they pick the design, they pick the lot. They know what they qualify for. They write the contract. Are these consumers doing construction loans in their name? Because this comes up all the time with me. Is the builder making the consumer go get the loan, or is the builder building the house on his line of credit? What's happening there?
That's an incredible question. I'm actually really, really glad you asked that, because generally the builder's going to carry the loan unless you're building a custom home. And that takes me to my next recommendation. If you're looking for the best value, and I'm not trying to hurt any of these small local builders or whatever, custom home builders, because they do have their place, you know, but generally you're going to pay a lot more to build a custom home. So if you're looking for the best value, generally you want to go with a track home builder, right? And that builder is actually going to carry the construction loan for you. My last home was custom, and I had to go get the construction loan myself. It's a lot harder. Yeah. You're carrying the loan throughout the construction process. Okay, it keeps going up.
Yep. Builders usually, if they're, you know, well renowned, a bank has given them a line of credit. You know, have their own warehouse line to build those houses based on your loan approval. The bank has gotten you approved for a permanent loan, and the builder, now it can't be extremely custom, like you said, because in case you back out, they can't sell it. Let's go to the contract real quick, because in the contract, they're going to require some type of deposit, right? This is a major commitment for the builder.
Correct. If you build custom, a lot of times you also have to purchase the home site separately, and you generally need 40% down to buy a home site. So building custom can be really expensive up front.
Right. Going into the contract, like, because I mean, that's a huge commitment on the builder. If he's going to spend $300,000 or $400,000 to build a house or whatever that number is, what are his expectations?
When you write a contract with a home builder, you need to leave an earnest money check, just like you do when you buy an existing home. And builders are going to usually ask for anywhere from $3,000 to like $10,000 as an earnest money, but they're also going to want a construction or an options deposit. And so that construction or option deposit is going to cost you, usually it's a percentage of your options, right? 20% of your options. So if you added $80,000 of options, you know, you'd leave about 20% of that extra. Right. That way, if you back out, the builder, if they have to, can remove some things. And I've been with a builder before that the selections were done so, I wouldn't say they were done poorly. They were done for that particular person, and the general public wouldn't like those options that were selected. So the builder went in, and it cost the builder about $20,000, $25,000 to remove what that person selected and put back in the way they would have built it.
Wow. I mean, so basically when you execute contract, you have to put an earnest deposit. And then if there's some type of special custom options, they have to put a deposit on that too, or pay that.
Correct. Yeah.
That makes sense. And then now I'm sure customers ask you all the time is what happens if, you know, I don't get the loan or the deal falls through? Do I get my money back? And what do you tell people?
A lot of times when people write a contract to build a house, they don't even have a loan approval yet, which is crazy. But in the contract, generally, if you don't qualify for the home, you get that money back. Once you put down your options deposit, they are moving forward with or without you. So be prepared. Once you put that construction deposit down, they're building that house with or without you.
Let's say that a builder has somebody sign a contract and it's non-refundable earnest money. Would you advise someone to sign that type of contract?
That's a tough question. Like what's happening right now, because we're in hot market, is the builder's requiring the deposit up front with a loan approval. And generally the loan approval is the only thing that lets you out of the contract.
Yeah.
So I would just say this, if you build a home, be prepared when you put that money down, you're not getting it back until you close with that builder. If you choose not to close with that builder, you can wave bye-bye to that money.
Yeah. Those builders are committing a lot too. And I agree with you, Ty, that if you are going to go through this whole process, be prepared that, you're not going to get that money back because, it's not fair to the builder either. Again, I guess unless there's some extenuating circumstances, guys, I tell people that too, because this is what I see a lot. I don't know if you see this. They go put a contract on a house and then they go back online and then they go to another builder, they go to another development, and then they go with a realtor and they want to play this, musical chairs. And you can't do that if you're committed, right? You got to stay with that deal.
Yeah. Once you put that earnest money down, that, it's like, it's like putting the ring on the finger, right?
Yeah.
It's just, you're committing to that person and let's just move forward. A lot of times people think, oh, it's this big builder, like they have millions of dollars and whatever else, but one house can hurt.
Yeah.
One person, and we get people canceling like 2 weeks before closing. Sometimes we're like, dude, like that's tough for the builder and it's tough for the salesperson too. Like we've committed to you. We've worked with you through the process. We care about you. Like, it's hard to see you go.
What are some of the common reasons why someone would cancel 2 weeks prior?
Most people don't, but, especially in a market like this, but people just get cold feet. It's like the runaway bride, it's like you start seeing everything come together and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm really doing this. No, I can't do it. And then they bolt.
Yeah, it's funny. I had a customer do that about 2 weeks ago. She canceled. She had a beautiful home in Florida. Everything was fine. The payment was fine. She was renting. She needed to buy a house. And she just one day called up the realtor and my lender and said, I can't do this. I'm too scared. And I was just like, and we tried to walk her off a ledge and say, man, this doesn't make any sense. You're wasting money on rent. And so, you get people like that. It's rare. You should be excited. People should be excited. It's very excited. You're about to change your life. You're going to the next level, with, your life. So, okay. So we signed the contract. What's the next steps?
Well, you're going to have to practice some patience because now that you've signed the contract, you've made all your selections. It seems like everything's moving so fast and all of a sudden it's just going to stop. And it's only stopping on your side, by the way. In the back, we can't see, you have the architect drawing your floor plans specifically the way you wanted with your fireplace, your 3-car garage, grandmaster bathroom. When he's done, he sends those plans to the architect and the architect does his thing, right? And this can be a couple weeks. When I say a couple, we're talking easily 2 to 8 weeks of depending on how busy the builder is and how backed up everything is. Then when the architect's done, he sends the plans to the city to get a building permit. And I've had a city take 18 weeks to give us the permit back. And so you're going to get really frustrated if you're not educated. Right? This process could easily take 3 months before you see a hole in the ground. So just remember that once you've made your selections, try to just sit back and relax because the builder doesn't have control over what's happening and neither do you.
Right. So there we just kind of go through the process, waiting for architectural permits, all designs, all that getting finalized. And then, the construction obviously commences. Once
the builder picks up the permit from the city, and just so you know, that is an upfront cost to the builder. I don't know what the cost is in Texas, but a building permit in Utah can easily be $18,000 to $25,000. That's the builder putting down their money to pick up the permit from the city to build your house. So a lot of times people are like, well, I put down $12,000. It's like, the builder just put down $25,000 to build your house. Once the builder picks up the permit from the city, they'll schedule all the different trades from digging the hole, pouring footings, foundation, framing, 4-way and on and on and on. At least with the good builders, the salesperson will call you and say, okay, guys, guess what? I got great news. We're going to dig your hole next week. Right?
So, basically we go through this process, the house gets built. Generally, what are you seeing like timeframes to build a home?
From the day you write the contract to the day the builder picks up the permit can be anywhere from 3 to 7 months.
Okay.
Depending on how busy your builder is, depending on how busy your market is. And also depending on how slow the city is. Some cities are just really, really slow. And you can have one city side by side, and one city gets building permits out in 2 weeks, and the other builder gets them out in, 12 weeks. So they're all different. And then once we pick up the permit from the city and start the build process, you're another 3 to 4 months. You're 8 to 12 months.
Wow. That's a long time. Now,
yeah.
What do you think is there any, so after that, the home gets completed, we close on the loan, they move into the house.
Yeah.
Is there any home warranties that come with the home?
Most builders will do at least a 1-year builder warranty where the builder will come back and repair anything for like a year. Anything that can go wrong from faulty workmanship or any sort of accident like that, that'll be caught within that first year. The builder will come back and take care of that. But that's also part of researching the builder, because some builders don't have a good warranty, and those builders generally have bad scores on Google or bad reviews.
Yeah. Is there any tips or anything that you recommend for people that are watching the show? We get thousands of people that watch. What are the biggest takeaways? Is there any major lessons, any scams to avoid, any type of, big tips from Ty, the new home construction specialist, that we can let the world know?
Angelo, as you know, I have probably 200 videos on YouTube. Most of them focus on new home construction. And I have videos that explain how to handle the new home the final walkthrough. So you know what to expect as you're meeting with the builder before you close on your home, what things to look for and inspect. So just make sure you're educated before you start, because like I said, I have several videos that go really in depth on what you should know as you move through the process.
That's important. I agree. Is there anything that people should avoid when they're trying to get a new home built? Is there any type of, because I guess the biggest takeaway is obviously you need to get educated, you need to get pre-approved, do your research on your builder. Is there anything like that you've seen in all your career in real estate and construction, and like any type of thing that people should be avoiding or being very careful of?
Yeah, so I'll go back to saying this just real quick. The one most important thing is pick a good builder. If you pick the right builder, almost every other problem will be taken care of. Mm-hmm. But if we're talking about things to avoid, I would personally not want to build my house on a slope or anywhere because water goes downhill and it can run into your house. So you don't want to build in areas where you have super high water table or like a lot of times people are like, I'll just put in a rock retaining wall once we move in. But retaining walls can cost you $80,000, real quick.
Wow.
So those are things to consider if there's sloping or steep hills right around you. And anything that concerns you with that sort of thing, you want to make sure the builder takes care of ahead of time. Because once you close, especially after that 1 year is up, you are on your own. It's your house, kind of whatever happens. And as you put in your landscaping, be careful to maintain the slope that the builder has put on the lot. So the water runs, off your roof, down the drain pipes and away from your home. Because a lot of people, start moving things or put a walkout basement in or do different things. And all of a sudden now the slope of the yard goes into your house, and water is not your friend.
Right. So let me ask you this. These are all really, really good tips, and this is very valuable information. How can people find more out about Ty? Where's do you have social media? You mentioned your YouTube. Can you kind of share that with us?
Yeah, thanks for asking. Really, the best thing is just go to YouTube and type in Ty Wilde, TYWILDE. And you'll see this ugly mug will pop right up for you. But I'm on LinkedIn and everywhere else.
Instagram. You have an Instagram?
I have Instagram for sure. It's just Ty the Real Estate Guy on Instagram.
I like that.
And we're looking into TikTok actually. So I know there's different things for every person, right?
Right.
And that our younger generation, I love that younger generation. They want quick hitting information. I have a in-depth new home construction video that takes 1 hour and 9 minutes, right? That's too long for most of my
millennial.
I call it the selfie generation.
You're
so
right.
like a quick 1-minute TikTok video where I'm giving them the 3 steps, to buying a home or whatever. I know that works better for you guys, so I'm thinking about you.
I like that. That's a good idea. I like that. So yeah, I mean, in all your handles will be in our description there, but I really appreciate you coming on the show today to educate us. You taught me some things as well, and we'll push this out to everyone. Guys, if you want to learn about new construction, what to know before you sign the contract, before you commit to a builder, watch Ty's show. Check him out on Instagram. Check him out on YouTube, his Facebook. And Ty, obviously, if we can help you with any customers that need to get pre-approved, we lend in Utah.
Awesome.
We have all kinds of programs for all different types of people with either no credit or if they're, have the best of credit. So thank you so much for, coming on the show today. I really, really appreciate you. And I wish you the best for 2021, man.
Yeah, you too. Thank you so much for having me. It's been an honor.
Because building a home is a huge financial commitment, you'll want to be fully informed and prepared. Without a doubt, building a house is exciting and it will be one of the best, safest investments you'll ever make. But the home build process can be stressful and confusing. So here's a quick list of videos that are sure to help you. How to choose the best home builder. How to save money when building a home. 10 questions you should ask home builders. The most in-depth video on how a house is built. The most in-depth guide for buying a new construction home. If you're planning to move to Utah or you already live here and you're looking to buy, sell, or build a home, I would love to talk with you. Please feel free to contact me directly. If there's something in this video that stood out to you as being helpful, or if you have questions, please comment below. Sincerely, I want to hear from you. If you know someone who's thinking about building a house or moving to Utah, please share this video with them. And please don't forget to hit the subscribe button below and ring the bell to be notified each time I post new videos. Also, you can find me on Instagram at Ty the Real Estate Guy. If you found this information helpful, please give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to ring that little bell below. It'll make you feel good.